Hello everyone, welcome in today to Raiders franchise. We're going to get into our preseason today and we're going to do all of our training camp drills. First up's our new starting quarterback Malik Willis and the target passing, and we end up getting gold with him, so we can hope we get a dev trait. We don't, we get a skill point in 2000 XP, we'll take that. Next up's pass skeleton outmanned, and we're going to use Aiden O'Connell, who's still fighting to be our backup even though we brought in Mitchell Trubisky. He ends up only getting bronze here and 1500 XP. So now we go to rushing attack, and we're going to use Zamir White. He's somebody that we need to still develop. He's not probably going to be our backup this season. He only ends up getting silver and 1500 XP. So now we head to the wide receiver battle, and Antonio Bennett, an undrafted free agent receiver we found, is somebody that I'm actually going to use for this. He was really good, and for some reason I forgot to hit the button, so we ended up getting a silver, and he gets a skill point and 2000 XP. That could really help him since he's an undrafted free agent. Next up we have wide receiver red zone attack, and with that one it's definitely got to be Michael Mayer. I want to keep developing him, and we need a good tight end in this offense as he's moving around, and here we're going to throw it to the back corner of the end zone, and that gets swatted away. He only ends up getting a bronze today, which is 1500 XP. So now we're going to the trench battle long haul, and we're going to use our rookie on this one, DeMar Cox. He was a third round draft pick, but he's somebody that's probably going to start for us as a rookie, so we need to develop him as much as we can. He's making pretty quick work early on of these players, and then he gets caught up here on our first round draft pick, Jed Compton, who holds him in place and stonewalled him there. So that is maybe a good sign for our O-line, and then he gets knocked down on the ground in front of Colton Miller. He will get the multiplier, but that delays his time to the quarterback, and he only ends up getting a silver. He might have gotten a gold if we didn't get knocked down there. So our next one's going to be chase and tackle. And for this one, we decided to use Divine Diablo. We just need to develop him. This is a drill. I struggle with a lot of these drills. We only ended up getting a bronze. There was a bunch of times I did a cut stick and just missed the tackle. So now it's DB battle, and I feel okay about this one. I've done it a bunch of times with Jacorian Bennett, so let's see how we can do. He's running and covering, and that is an interception to end it off, and he actually gets a gold. We do get a skill point in 2500 XP, but I was hoping for a dev trade increase for our young player. So now it's DB battle, red zone attack, and this one's horribly hard. It took me like 3 or 4 times to finally medal, and I ended up getting a bronze. My goal is, as soon as I get a medal, I'm done. I don't redo it. However, if we don't get a medal, then I'm allowed to redo it, as Daniel Carlson is up with our kicking one, and he ends up getting a silver. I'm surprised. I really thought for sure I was going to get gold in that, but apparently I just didn't do that well. So now we have our final drill, and that's going to be coffin corner with AJ Cole, our stud punter. So let's see what we can do here. He's at, I think, a bronze right now, so he's probably not getting a gold. And he boots that one down there, and I think he has a little too much leg, and he does. He still settles for a bronze and gets 1500 XP. So now we get a bunch of developments. Let's go ahead and do all of our upgrades. Daniel Carlson's up first, and we get a great upgrade. He gets kick power, kick accuracy, and awareness. So now it's Michael Mayer up with a huge upgrade that brings him up to an 81 overall. There is so much there, I can't even read it off. You can pause it if you want to. Jacorian Bennett's up next with a slot upgrade. He gets 2 awareness, 3 man, and 1 press. Now his rookie third round pick, DeMar Cox, and we go into speed rusher for him. So we're hoping to get finesse moves here, and we end up getting +1 there. +1 strength as well as nice. So now we have undrafted rookie Antonio Bennett. He's our wide receiver, and we go in the slot. He needs a lot of work on route running, so that's why I went into the slot, and he ends up getting short and medium, which is very important. And now it's quarterback Malik Willis, who is terribly inaccurate. So we go in the field, generally gets +2 throw accuracy short, we'll take that. Our final upgrades, Chance and Hines at right guard, we get +3 pass block power. Now let's take a look at some of the undrafted free agents we signed. We have halfback Greg Harwick. He has pretty good speed at 90 and pretty good agility and acceleration and change of direction. He could make an impact for us. And now it's a wide receiver Antonio Bennett. We talked about him a little bit. He has amazing speed. He does not know how to run a route though, so that's going to be his big thing. And then we have cornerback Zach McLean. He is a little slow and his coverage isn't that great. However, he has a little bit of natural ability, so I'm really looking forward to developing him. I think he has a shot at making this team. We'll have to see though as we get into our first preseason game, and you're going to see Malik Willis take on the Carolina Panthers and quarterback Bryce Young, who's out of his rough rookie season. So let's get into this one. It's going to be more of a highlight film. This right here is going to be nothing like the regular season. It's not going to be live comm. We're just going to highlight plays and we're going to talk through it. As I said, Malik Willis is your starting quarterback, and I decided to go into this really kind of an unprecedented way. I'm going to give Malik Willis a starting job just because he has so much upside. But I think between Mitch Trubisky coming in, I think he's going to be an improvement over Aiden O'Connell as the backup. So we'll have to see. We'll see how the preseason plays out. Let's just say that deep bomb was thrown into triple coverage. That's not a good way to start as we end the first drive. So in comes Bryce Young, and we'll see what our defense can do. It did not start out well, as that's Adam Thielen burning Jacorian Bennett for a big gain down to the 34-yard line. So they're going to keep passing, and this drive keeps moving along as he goes underneath this time. That's a completion for probably about 6 yards or so, and now they go to the ground game. Actually, that's play action, and look at that throw by Bryce Young. He got wrecked, and he still got that pass out there accurately. That should give Panther fans some hope that he might actually be the answer as he checks it down underneath, unfortunately, and that's going to force the Panthers to settle for a field goal attempt that is up and good from about 42 yards away, giving the Panthers the early 3-0 lead. Now let's see what this offense can do the rest of the first quarter with our starters out there. That's Renfro getting the pass from Malik Willis. That's solid. We keep moving. It's now 3rd and 7. Malik Willis running some play action, scrambling to the right, looking down the field, and he had Jacoby Myers open. He just missed him. That's the type of pass we need to work on, which is why accuracy is going to be so important, as that's a forced fumble by Marcus Epps with the big hit, turning the ball back over to the Raiders, and we're going to get this offense a 3rd try here in the first quarter. Let's see what they can do on this drive. Malik Willis is going to open up under center and run some play action. He's looking to take a shot, and he goes down the field. He finds Trey Tucker wide open down to the 7, so now we're at the 1-yard line, and we're going to hand it off, and that's going to be a Josh Jacobs touchdown. The Raiders are going to take a 7-3 lead here late in the first quarter. That's a big play by our offense, and it's great to see us get some points on the board. As we jump into the second quarter, the Panthers attempted a really long field goal off of a short field, so there was no highlights. They ended up missing it, so we take over right around midfield, and that's going to be Mitchell Trubisky finding the undrafted free agent Antonio Bennett for a solid 9-yard pickup. And then we go to the ground game, and that's our new backup running back Damian Harris going for the first down. So coming out in the I formation here, looking to pass is Trubisky, and he's going to throw it down the field, and he fit that in there. That was a tight window. He ends up finding Antonio Bennett once again. So now it's 3rd and 7, and he's going to take a shot to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Antonio Bennett with the great catch, and what a throw by Mitchell Trubisky. He actually has impressed me so far in this game, so we're going to see if he can continue doing that throughout the preseason as we're up 14-3 here, and that's going to be a sack by Dorrance Armstrong, who we brought in the offseason just as a backup and depth on the D-line. He made a great play there, and we end up basically ending this drive with another sack. That's David Long Jr. coming through. So it's 4th and 1 here. The Raiders have the ball, and that's a run by Damian Harris, who fights ahead and gets the first down. So this drive stays alive, and we're going to keep going to the ground. And look at this run by Damian Harris. He cuts it outside. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Raiders. That's our longest touchdown run of the series. What a great play by Damian Harris, and I'm glad that we have him and he can help us and this offense move forward. I tried to do everything I could this offseason to improve this team. I don't expect to win the Super Bowl this year, especially with Malik Willis at quarterback. I don't even know if he's the long-term answer. But what I will say is I'm expecting to be like 7-8 wins this season, as that's a shot down the field that they don't call a touchdown, and I couldn't believe it. But if you pause and look, he never got both feet in, and that was such a shock to me. So they are forced once again to settle for a 3, and now it's 21-6 here midway through the third quarter. Panthers move down the field kind of slowly on this drive, so it's 4th and 4 here, and they find an open receiver for the first down. That's tight end Ian Thomas. So looking to pass again, and that's going to be an open receiver here all the way down to the 10-yard line. Kyle Allen's moving the Panthers pretty well on this drive. So they go to the ground game and they toss it out there. That's Chuba Hubbard going nowhere. And that's a big play by Adams. Let me tell you, he stood out this preseason. That's why I wanted to show that play. He's somebody that I expect to make the team and maybe even be able to make an impact. As look at that. Ian Thomas drops what would have been a surefire touchdown, forcing the Panthers once again to settle for 3, making this score 21-9. Now, I don't expect to win a lot of games in the preseason. I'm trying out a whole new playbook here, and I'm also just trying to figure out what our players do best. So as I'm developing this team, I'm going to make some wild decisions and call some weird plays, so we might have some collapses down the stretch. However, that's a big play by our 3rd-round draft pick, DeMar Cox, and that's the first time he stood out this preseason. We hope to see a ton more out of him. We need him to step up. He's likely going to be a starter, and he is going to play all the way through the third quarter of each preseason game because he needs the reps, which will give him XP. So that's the best thing we can do for him, is get him out there, let him play, let him get comfortable. He made a huge play there. The score now, though, is 21-16. So the Panthers are coming back. Like I said, though, we're trying weird stuff. We got Aiden O'Connell out there again, and look at that. He finds Gabriel Bowens, our 7th-round draft pick, who has hidden development. He's a fast player, but he's only like a 63 overall, so we have a lot of development to do with him. However, we're forced to settle for a field goal, and Daniel Carlson will probably drill this from about 41 yards out. It's up, and it's right down the middle. 24-16 is your score here. The Raiders are up by 1 score now as we got 10:44 left in the game. Let's see if the Panthers can answer. They go underneath, and that's a first down. Kyle Allen finds his receiver for a big pickup down to the 34-yard line. It's 3rd and 10 now. Kyle Allen looking to pass, moving in the pocket, feeling pressure, and down he goes. That's another sack by David Long Jr., and it's going to end that Panthers drive without giving them any points. So now we go to Zamir White on the ground, and that's a pretty good 9-yard rush to begin our drive here. We're going to try to kill the clock and hopefully get a touchdown and give us a 2-score lead. As Aiden O'Connell's looking down the field, and he throws that one inaccurately. That's intercepted. His receiver was open. He just didn't get the pass anywhere near him. That's what frustrated us last season about Aiden O'Connell's play. Accuracy is a big problem, and it's something I'm concerned about with our team right now. I think Malik Willis brings way more with athleticism, so hopefully he can make us a few extra plays. But his accuracy's really questionable, so we may run into a few of these problems, and I'm worried that some games could get out of hand because in moments he's just not going to be able to hit anybody, as now the Panthers are going for 2 to try to tie this one up. Kyle Allen's on the move. He throws it back across his body, and that's intercepted by Christopher Smith II. He tried to return it, but there was nowhere to go there. So the Raiders still hold a 24-22 lead as they take back over with Aiden O'Connell, and like I said, it's just accuracy I'm concerned about. That was a good pass. We find Gabriel Bowens for a big gain, getting us out around midfield as we continue this drive. O'Connell again looking deep. This time he throws it late to the sideline, but we got lucky that got completed. That's Isaiah Zuber coming down with it with another big play. Later in this drive, we're going to go to the ground game, and that's Zamir White with a big old crease. He's at the 20, gets down to the 10, and inside of the 10-yard line, down to the 7. That was a great carry by Zamir White. However, we're forced to settle for 3 here. We'll do it. It's going to extend our lead up and force the Panthers to have to get a touchdown. So it's now 27-22 here in the 4th quarter. Let's see if your Raiders can hold on and if the Panthers can answer. There's 2 minutes left. They're up past midfield. Kyle Allen finds a completion underneath. That's going to give them a first down. So we jump ahead. It's 2nd and 4 with 1:20 left. Kyle Allen moving in the pocket. This time he tucks and runs, and nobody was ready for that. He gets down to the 21. That was a solid carry. 57 seconds left, looking to pass. He throws it deep, and that's an open receiver who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. They are going to take the lead in this one. So they're going for 2 to try to make it a 3-score game. They go underneath to Ian Thomas, and he had nowhere to go. Christopher Smith II made the play. So now the Raiders need a field goal. But since it's preseason, we're going to bring in Evan McCollum, who's a quarterback we drafted late, to see what he can do for us. I don't have a lot of confidence. He's a mobile quarterback who lacks accuracy, and honestly, his arm isn't that strong either. So we'll see what he can do. He takes a sack, though, to begin this drive. He can't do that. The big thing is, though, La'el Collins got hurt on that play. He was somebody we brought in who might start at guard, probably going to be a backup tackle for us because we still want to develop Dylan Parham. He's headed to the locker room, so that could be a major injury. McCollum, 3rd and 18. However, he finds Gabriel Bowens. The pass was a little behind him, but that was a huge play to get the first down. And as we see, that's a foot fracture for La'el Collins. That's an injury that's going to impact him probably during the regular season. That could be a long-term season-ending injury. Let's hope it's not. We'll have to see how it is after the game. McCollum misses there, so now we're down to 30 seconds left. McCollum standing in the pocket, looking. He throws that. That was a tight window throw. He got the completion, though. Gets us out right around midfield. There's little time left. He needs a completion, and he just misses. So now we are going to have to take a shot to the end zone to try to win this game. Evan McCollum in the pocket, throwing it deep, and that gets intercepted. That's going to be your ball game. Carolina's going to walk out of here victorious. Hopefully we get them down without allowing points, and we do, thankfully. But it's 28-27 Carolina winning. Looking at your stats, Mitchell Trubisky actually stood out today. He played really well. Malik Willis did well. I felt comfortable with him. Damian Harris had a great day, 11 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. He's somebody that really impressed me, and I can't wait to use him. Undrafted receiver Antonio Bennett, I've pointed him out a ton because he is so impressive. This first preseason game, he did fantastic for us, so I really hope he stands out long term, and he can really impact our team this season. Like I said, we had a few players that I added late that made some big plays. Dorrance Armstrong Jr., Matthew Adams, both made some big plays for us. We didn't get any turnovers, but man, it was a good game. So next up, we have the Carolina Panthers, but we're going to take a look at injuries before then. Devontae broke his finger. That's why he didn't play in the first preseason game. He's going to miss another one as well. But as you can see, La'el Collins, luckily, is only going to miss 4 games, which means he's out for the preseason. He'll be back. We're going to sign Juwan James to come in and fill that role. He's a veteran that I think can help our team out. He has pretty good ratings, so hopefully he's at least solid enough to make it to where we can really test what our team's capable of and learn this playbook. Thayer Munford has an upgrade here, and we get him up to a 68 overall. He gets +1 pass block power and +1 finesse as well, so we'll take that. As we're going to open up game number 2 of the preseason against the Chicago Bears. This one's in Chicago, and their offense is going to start with the ball. It's going to be Justin Fields at quarterback. They decided to keep him and pick up his 5th-year option. We'll see. He played terribly last season, so if he plays bad again, I will lower his overall. However, he's going to open up the preseason running the ball, and he looked okay there. He picked up 5 yards. So they go right back to the read option, and this time Fields gets the edge, and he has a big carry. That's a 10-yard pickup, and Chicago loses their starting right tackle, Darnell Wright. That could be a big loss for this team. They're going to depend upon him. So later in this drive, they're down in the red zone, checking it down to Darnell Mooney as Justin Fields. That's going to give them a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, and they go to the fullback dive. I never would have guessed that, and our defense steps up. Kari Blasingame goes basically nowhere. So 2nd and goal, Fields looking to pass, feeling pressure, and he finds his receiver. That's DJ Moore for the touchdown. The Chicago Bears take an early 7-0 lead. Let's see what this offense can do. We're going to get 2 quarters of our starting offense today, so we'll really get to see what they can do. Remember, we are missing Devontae Adams this week, though. He won't make his preseason debut until next week. He broke his finger during training camp, and unfortunately, he's been out all season. So we're running play action on 3rd and 4. Malik Willis is moving around looking to take a shot. He has Michael Mayer open, who lays out and makes the catch. That's a big 20-yard or so reception right there. You'd love to see better accuracy because that could have been an even bigger play, but hey, at least we got it in the area. It's now going to be 3rd and 6 following that Josh Jacobs run. Malik Willis in the gun looking to pass. This time he throws an interception. He had the space up the middle. He needs to tuck and run in that situation. He has the athleticism to get that 1st down. He is not a pass-first quarterback. He's got to be better and make smarter decisions. As the Bears get a 3rd and 1 at the 43-yard line, and that's Robert Spillane coming over and making the stop, bringing up a 4th and 1 that they'll convert to Darnell Mooney for the 1st down to continue this drive. They're pretty much in field goal range now. However, they ended up punting the ball back to the Raiders. They didn't get any points, so let's see what we can do on our next drive. That's Josh Jacobs getting the carry, and you can see our rookie center Isaac Baldwin got hurt. He's on the sideline, so luckily he probably won't miss much time. We need him out there as we continue on this drive. It's 2nd and 22, and Malik Willis finds an open Jacoby Myers for the 1st down. That's a big pickup of about 24 yards. So we go to Josh Jacobs, who cuts it back, and he gets us down to the 11-yard line. He picks up 5 there. So 2nd and 5 in the gun. We're going to hand it right back off to Jacobs, and he fights and pushes Tremaine Edwards back and gets down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1. However, Josh Jacobs is hurt on that play. It looks like he's okay. He's on the sideline. We'll see. In the game comes Damian Harris, and he's going to take that for 4 yards, setting up a 1st and goal for the Raiders. And as you can see, that's a pulled hamstring for Josh Jacobs. He has a high injury risk if we put him back out there. I'll probably pull him out of the game. I haven't made up my mind yet at this point. Damian Harris gets a carry and goes basically nowhere. So now it's 2nd and goal, and we run play action with Malik Willis. He takes a shot to the end zone, and he misses an open tight end. That should have been a touchdown. He just threw it way behind him. Kennedy Pretlow, who was a 1st-round pick of the Bears, had some pressure on Willis there. We just run it, bringing up 4th and goal. Don't love the call, but I was worried about Malik Willis's accuracy, and honestly, playing it safe and getting points to me made more sense than forcing it and possibly turning it over. So it's 7-3 Raiders. Let's see what the Bears can do on their next drive as Max Crosby comes in and buries Justin Fields to begin the drive, backing him up to a 2nd and 14. They go back to the read option game, and this time it's Fields finding a big crease for about 14-15 yards, getting a 1st down for the Bears. So up past midfield, looking to pass again as Fields feeling pressure, and this time he goes down. That's Tyree Wilson getting the sack. He was chased by Divine Diablo and Robert Spillane. So now it's 3rd and 13. Fields running, moving, and down he goes. That's Max Crosby getting another sack. He has been so important to this defense across his careers. Anybody who watches the Raiders knows he is a fantastic player. I look forward to seeing him continue to break out for us, and hopefully this new defense won't have him drop back in coverage so much, so he might maybe get a little more pressure. As we're doing a good job moving on this drive, we have about 27 or 26 seconds left as Malik Willis is looking to pass, and he finds Michael Mayer underneath. We call a timeout. We get the 1st down. We're trying to get in the end zone here at about the 33-yard line. Willis moving in the pocket, throwing it, and he missed Jacoby Myers, who is coming open. So now it's 3rd and 10 with about 10 seconds left in the half. He goes down the field. That's Trey Tucker, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. That is going to give us a 10-7 lead here as we head into halftime. What a big play. What a great throw by Malik Willis. So I gotta say, looking at our team as a whole through the first 3 quarters of action for our starting offense, I've been impressed, and honestly, we've been winning the game each time. Malik Willis has played well. He's managed the game well. He hasn't had any turnovers, which is something that I was concerned about with him, especially with his accuracy issues. But he's played really well, and I know actually he did throw 1 interception, but overall I've been very impressed. He's played well. I think that with his athleticism and his arm strength, we can hit some throws we couldn't hit last season, and I think that raises the floor of this team just a little bit, and I'm hoping that we can maybe, like I said, get to 7-8 wins and keep developing this team, and maybe Malik Willis will allow us to push forward. He may be our long-term answer, he may not. We gave up a future 4 for him, so honestly, it's like giving nothing up in my opinion. You got highlights going on in the background. We had a fumble. We just had a pick by Facey Son, which is a great play. I don't know if he'll make the team. He's a little up in the air. It's kind of between him and Zach McLean, the rookie. We'll see who ends up making the team at the end of this, but honestly, I'm just impressed with how both of our starting offense and defensive units have performed. It's given me a lot of hope going forward that we might be able to do things, and honestly, looking at the undrafted receiver Antonio Bennett, he's been awesome, and you gotta give a lot of credit to Mitchell Trubisky. He's also played well. He's made it to where I've honestly think that if Malik Willis struggles and he's not good, we might be able to play Mitch Trubisky and he might be better. His accuracy feels better. He's not near as mobile, of course. We lose some of that element, but I think we have a really good team this year that might be able to push us forward, and like I said, just make it so that way we can step forward and really see what we have in this team. Our players aren't getting any younger, so at the very least we need to find a way to get a permanent quarterback in this upcoming offseason, or see if maybe Malik Willis can be that guy to build around for the future, because at the end of the day, we're going to have a window with this team that's closing quick with Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Colton Miller. Like, there's a lot of good players, but all of them are kind of at the midpoints of their careers or beyond. So it's a very important thing for this team to find that quarterback, and like I said, I'm just hoping Malik Willis can be it. He was not the plan coming into the offseason. You know, you guys might have heard it during the offseason episode, but if you didn't, I really wanted to draft Jack Barola. He was my quarterback in the Coach KJ Dynasty I run on this channel as well. He just had a terrible round 2 to 3 grade, and I just could not take him that high in the draft at number 2 overall. So I pivoted and decided, you know what, Malik Willis for a future 4 could work out for us, and I really hope he does. So far the returns have been good, so I'm just impressed, and I wanted to take a little bit to talk about how impressed I am with this team so far. Through 2 preseason games with our starting O and starting D, it looks like we're going to be a better team and really maybe be able to compete this season. Hopefully we don't have too many blowouts, but those are always going to be possible with a quarterback like Malik Willis at the helm. He just has a one bad game, and sometimes with a quarterback that's not accurate, you're just not going to be able to complete passes, and you're going to fall behind and get blown out at times. But hopefully we minimize that so there's not so many of them this season. And I will say that if we start to see a lot of blowouts or this season slip away, I will transition and probably start doing 2 episodes per video just to get it out quick. The commentary might be a little weird because I'm going to be talking as I play, and it could make the transitions and stuff a little weird, but if that's what I have to do to get 2 episodes out to you, I will, just because I want to get these seasons sped up and hopefully be able to really start to develop this team in my image. But hopefully that won't be this season. I hope we can compete and stay good, and maybe, you know, like I said, just make it to where we can stay on a 1 game per episode basis and compete and play well. So let's get back into our commentary here. It's 21-17 Chicago. We have just over 2 minutes left in the game. There's Bowens is back on the return here. He's going to take that, and look at this. He has a big old crease to the right. We actually might get a kick return. That's the first time I've had a kick return in Madden on this franchise or in this channel's history. That's a big moment. Unfortunately, it happens in the preseason, but Gabriel Bowens might have solidified himself a place on this team as a kick returner just off of that play as we take the lead 24-21. However, Chicago gets a huge play. J.D. Hamilton, who we thought about drafting, but Chicago took him in the 3rd round before we could get him with one of our later selections, makes the huge pass there as now he's scrambling around in the pocket, and he ends up getting sacked by Amari Burney. So now they're down to 50 seconds left, and they call a timeout. It's 2nd and 11. Hamilton's looking to pass. He misses an open target. That would have got him some yards. So now they're backed up 3rd and 11. J.D. Hamilton moving in the pocket, throwing across his body, and he has his man wide open. I don't know why he's wearing number 23. That's Devin Hester's number, but Hamilton's going to try to find him again, and that one's swatted away and nearly picked on the tip. So now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Hamilton to the end zone. That one's knocked away. We should have tried to pick that off. We needed a big play there. Third and goal, Hamilton looking to pass, feeling pressure, and down he goes. That's a big time sack by Amari Burney. So that forces the Bears to settle for a field goal. That'll tie this one up. I don't know why you do that in the preseason, man. But we bring in our 5th string quarterback, Holton Ahlers, and he throws a terrible pass on his first career attempt. And that is likely going to set Chicago up with a good opportunity to maybe get a field goal to win this game with 20 seconds left. I know. I shouldn't have brought him out there. However, he's on the team. I need to see what he can do, as Chicago's going to line up for the long field goal, and they drill it. Brandon Aubrey, the kicker for the Cowboys in real life, drills that walk-off field goal to knock off the Raiders. We had a pretty good day from Malik Willis and Mitchell Trubisky. I'm pretty happy with our quarterback situation right now. Our ground game needs some improvement. Through the air, Antonio Bennett again stands out. He did really good. Robert Tonyan made a few plays as well, our backup tight end. Looking at our defense, Robert Spillane led us in tackles along with Divine Diablo. Akeem Davis-Gaither stepped up. He's made some plays for us. He deserves a lot of credit, man. He's somebody that I'm quite impressed with, along with Matthew Adams. They're 2 free agents we picked up just kind of as throw-ins in the offseason, after the draft. So I'm really intrigued to see if they can make an impact for us. Brandon Faceyson had an interception. Zach McLean had a forced fumble today. And looking at our kicking stats, Daniel Carlson was really good. You expect that. Punting was okay, but Gabriel Bowens with the big, long 100-yard kick return. Like I said, he probably solidified himself today as a member of the Raiders going forward. Malik Willis gets an upgrade coming out of that game. He gets +1 throw accuracy mid and +2 awareness. That's an upgrade we need. Devontae Adams comes to us and offers to help out Trey Tucker. He says he knows we're frustrated with him. And honestly, I'm not frustrated with him. I just am glad to see him get a development help here. We're going to go with medium routes for like 10 to 15 yards. He gets +2 release, and he gets +2 medium route running, which is fantastic for his development. Holton Ahlers also has an upgrade. He's somebody that I don't expect to make team. He looked pretty bad in his opportunity that he was given last week. I don't know if we'll see him out there again, honestly, as we head to Levi's Stadium to take on the San Francisco 49ers to finish up our preseason. In this game, you're going to see 3/4 of our starting offense and 3/4 of our starting defense. We're also going to have Devontae Adams, so this will be the true first display of what our offense is actually going to look like this season. I'm excited for it. Like I said, they've played really well, and I have a lot of confidence in our offense and defense right now, so I think there's a good chance we can actually compete this season. As Brock Purdy is going to open up today, finding Deebo Samuel for 4 yards. So it's 2nd and 6. Brock Purdy feeling pressure. Down he goes. That's DeMar Cox, our rookie D tackle, getting the sack. That's a big play by the young guy. He stood out a little bit, and we hope he can continue that into the season. 3rd and 17. Now Purdy feeling pressure again from DeMar Cox. Has to throw it away. He almost had another sack there, and he personally ended this drive for the Niners. So we get the day going by handing the ball off to Josh Jacobs, who has a beautiful spin move to pick up 5 yards. It wasn't quick, it was kind of a slow one, but it worked out as we go back to him, and he bounces off a tackler, gets the first down, and picks up 7 or so yards there. Raiders are looking pretty good as they're out around midfield. Malik Willis running some play action, looking to pass, and wisely he checks it down to Robert Tonyan underneath. That's going to go for 7 yards. The thing is, his accuracy does lack. Look at that. He threw it behind him. It was nearly incomplete as he goes to Devontae Adams on the next play, and that's going to be a solid completion for a first down and another 7-yard pickup. So now it's 3rd and 8. Willis again has to pass. He goes down the field, and he threw it in double coverage, just trying to force it to Devontae. I understand he's a fantastic player. So now we come out looking to attempt like a 53 or 54-yard field goal that is up and good. Raiders take a 3-0 lead over the Niners here to begin today. Now we're back on offense here, as that's Josh Jacobs getting a carry, and that's a solid one for probably about 12 yards. Now it's 3rd and 8. We send Jacoby Myers in motion, and we just toss it to him, and Nick Bosa blows that play up. That probably wasn't the best call there, so we have to punt it back to the Niners. Now they have a 3rd and 2, and Brock Purdy runs play action. He's moving around, and he fires that one, and somehow that was completed in front of Jeff Okudah to Brandon Ayuk, who breaks another tackle. That's a huge play all the way down to the 18-yard line. Brandon Ayuk showing why he is a #1 receiver in this league. So to begin the second quarter, it's 2nd and 5 here. Purdy throws it underneath. That's like another completion to Deebo Samuel. That's going to bring up a 3rd and inches at the 9-yard line. This time they go to Christian McCaffrey, who gets the first down and more to the 6. That's going to be 1st and goal now. So they're going to go back to the ground game. That's Eli Mitchell getting the carry, and he has basically nowhere to go. That's about a 2-yard pickup. So 2nd and goal, McCaffrey's in the game. Purdy throws that to the end zone, and Brandon Ayuk finishes the drive with the touchdown. He just ran a crisp route there, and, sometimes you can't defend a perfect route. So it's 7-3 San Francisco as Malik Willis and the offense take over, and that's Devontae Adams making the reception in coverage. Malik Willis laid that one in there perfectly. So, first and 10 from the 38-yard line. That's going to be another pass to Davante Adams. He had to come back for it, so he doesn't get the first down, but he picks up 9 there. Now it's 3rd and 6, and it's going to be play action for Malik Willis. He's moving to the right. He throws it deep. Davante Adams has nobody around him, and he misses him. That's the thing I'm worried about with Malik Willis. His accuracy is such a work in progress. It's going to lead to some missed opportunities, and we're going to leave some meat on the bone. So it's something that we're just going to have to work around, as Brock Purdy and the offense seem to be moving the ball pretty well there. But Ayuk just dropped that one, forcing the Niners to punt the ball back to the Raiders and Malik Willis. We have 23 seconds till halftime, so we're going to take a few shots, and that's Jacoby Myers coming down with it. He's all the way down to the 43-yard line. We call a timeout with 19 seconds left. Malik Willis throws that one to the sideline, and that pass was broken up. Diamador Lenoir had great coverage there. So, 10 seconds left or so in the half. We go underneath. That's Michael Mayer getting some solid yardage. We're going to call a timeout with about 9 seconds left. We're going to run a quick play in hopes that we can get it out of bounds, and that's not going to happen. Hunter Renfrow stays in bounds, and the half runs out. We miss an opportunity to put points on the board there. That was honestly too risky. I probably should have just taken the field goal there and got the extra points on the board, but you know what? We're going to open up the second half with the ball, and Davante Adams makes a nice move to get the first down. But Cesar Ruiz, our starting guard, got hurt on that play, and now we have to worry whether he's going to be available for the beginning of the regular season. Unfortunately, though, it's something that you just have to deal with. We need to get the reps with our starting offense, so I'm comfortable leaving him out there. As Josh Jacobs gets a big carry there, he's looking pretty solid in this final preseason game. But we get good news on Cesar Ruiz. He dislocated his shoulder. He's only probably going to be out for the game, so he shouldn't miss any time as Malik Willis goes underneath. That's Michael Mayer for the first down and a solid reception. So now it's 2nd and 9, and you can see Malik Willis is in the gun, running play action, looking to pass, and he has Michael Mayer open. That's going to be a solid pickup. First down, Raiders. That gets us down into the red zone. So what can we do with it? Can we punch it in? It's going to be play action. Malik Willis throws it. Luckily, that was a smart decision underneath to Davante Adams. That sets up a 1st and goal. But on 2nd and goal, we go to the ground game, and that's going to be Josh Jacobs getting us in. Touchdown, Raiders. We finally take the lead in this one, 10-7. It should be 13-7. We should have cooked that field goal before halftime. But, you know, that's what preseason's for, is learning about your team a little bit. As Davante Adams gets another reception to begin our next drive on offense, and he takes that for a huge gain after juking somebody out. He's been fantastic for us, and I look forward to seeing what he can do in the regular season as we go back to the play action game with Malik Willis, and he goes down the field to an open Jacoby Myers, who gets into the red zone and down at the 13-yard line. What a big play, and Malik Willis has looked fantastic so far today as he goes to Davante Adams, who can't quite get into the end zone. He goes down at the 3-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal for the Raiders. Jacobs is in the game here, and we're going to pass to the end zone. That's Davante Adams, touchdown. He burned the Niners corner there. We extend our lead up to 17-7 here today. Let's see if we can hold on, as it's the 4th quarter now, so the backups are in the game. Teddy Bridgewater's the Niners' backup quarterback, and you're going to see Mitchell Trubisky play. You might see a little bit of Aiden O'Connell or Evan McCollum. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do yet. But this 4th quarter should be pretty quick as they go underneath the Eli Mitchell, who breaks a tackle, and he gets the first down for the Niners. Teddy Bridgewater's 4 or 5 for 50 yards to begin his little bit of playing time here today as he takes a sack on that one. Christopher Smith II gets him down, bringing up a 3rd and 18. So now hopefully we can hold him to a field goal. I'm okay with that as Bridgewater's dropping back to pass. He feels pressure. Down he goes. That's a sack. Amari Burney gets in there and gets him down. So now it's 4th and 24, and this is going to be a very long field goal. That's up, and Jake Moody drills it. He does have a strong leg. I'm not that surprised. That was about 52 yards out. So let's see if our offense can close. We have 4:48 left in this game. It's 3rd and 9, and down the field goes Aiden O'Connell. And somehow that's a completion to Antonio Bennett for a big first down there. I didn't think he got his feet in, but he managed to do it somehow. So now it's 1st and 20 following a penalty. And Trey Tucker gets the reception, jukes out a corner, and he's going to pick up a ton of yards. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. However, we're going to jump to 3rd and 6, and Aiden O'Connell's going to pass with 3.5 minutes left in this game. And he finds Bennett again, who jukes back inside, gets a first down, jukes again. He's down to the 12-yard line. We're in perfect position to seal this game off now. With, like I said, 3.5 minutes or so left. We're going to jump ahead, though. 2:20 left in this game. Aiden O'Connell finds Bennett. However, he leads him out of bounds, so the clock stops with 2:18 left. Bringing up a 3rd and 2. To the end zone goes Aiden O'Connell, and that's Trey Tucker getting the touchdown. 24 24-10 your score here today, and that should lead to the Raiders being able to hold on and win this game. But let's see what the Niners can do. Can they answer? Teddy Bridgewater throws it out there. He finds an open receiver, Carter, who's nobody is around, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. And actually, I was wrong. That's Danny Gray. I was thinking of Carter from our team last season, who's no longer here. That's your final, though. It's going to end up being 24-17. Raiders hold on the win. I'm really excited about Malik Willis. He played fantastic today. Josh Jacobs struggled a little bit, but I think we'll be able to make it work. You had Devontae Adams return from injury, and man, he was fantastic for us. He did everything we could have wanted. He stood out in this game, and I can't wait to utilize him this season. I'm hoping he just stays healthy. DeMar Cox on defense stood out, our rookie defensive tackle. I'm hoping him and Byron Young can be our D tackles going forward. They need a lot of development, but they're going to get a lot of playing time this season, so hopefully it'll pay off for us in the long haul. So coming out of this game, we are going to end up having an upgrade for DeMar Cox. We decided to go in the speed rusher once again for him. We need to get his just ability up overall. He gets +2 finesse moves and +2 awareness. I love that upgrade. It's fantastic. Looking at injuries, I didn't show it, but Aiden O'Connell actually got shaken up in that game. He dislocated his hip and he's going to miss 4 weeks. He is going to be our third string quarterback. I debated putting him on IR, but I decided against it. So he's just going to be on our roster and injured for the first 4 weeks of the season. Hopefully we don't run into injury issues, or else I may have to put him on IR just to sign another quarterback, as we're taking a look how our team performed. And honestly, it was pretty impressive. We ranked 4th in total yardage on offense. We were like 27th in defense, but you know what? I'm okay with that. That's an improvement over last season. And you know, at the end of games, we did give up a lot of yards as we were using lower overall players. So, you know, I'm really not that disappointed in that, as Damian Harris actually dominated on the ground in the preseason this year. He averaged 6 yards a carry. He got a touchdown. He had 139 yards on 23 attempts. That's awesome. Josh Jacobs did struggle though, and you know, we really didn't get a whole lot out of our backup running backs, but I think Harwick and Simpson both stand a chance of making this team. Antonio Bennett was our best receiver, honestly, as shocking as that is. He had 154 yards and a touchdown. Gabriel Bowens added 99 yards and a score, but Devontae Adams stepped in one game. He had 8 catches, 98 yards and a score. He was fantastic. I'm so excited to see what he can do in this new offense, and I think that he's going to be an impact player for us in the long haul, despite his advanced age. As Akeem Davis-Gaither's another player who stepped up. He had 11 tackles in the preseason, along with Matthew Adams having 8 and 3 TFLs. He's somebody that really shocked me and came out of nowhere. DeMar Cox had 4 TFLs. You'll love to see that, and I hope he can carry this success into the regular season. It's something we are going to need out of this team. We need our young defenders to step up, because our defense was terrible last season. And I think a key to a great defense is having great interior pass rush and players that can stand up in the run game. We have great edge rushers, but that interior is what needs a lot of work, and I'm hoping Byron Young and DeMar Cox can solve that problem for us. I will say I feel better about our linebackers. Even with the advanced age of Robert Spillane, I do believe a guy like Akeem Davis-Gaither and Matthew Adams could actually help us with our depth, and you know, if we have to play them, I feel comfortable with how they performed in the preseason. Overall, I've got to say this team feels much improved, and I think we have a better shot at competing this year. Like I said, not sure I'm expecting playoffs, but I'm quite impressed with how we performed in the preseason, especially against the 49ers when we went out there with all of our starters for 3 quarters, and we played a really dominant game plan against them. So let's get into our roster cuts now. The first one we're going to cut is going to be Evan McCollum. He's going to go to our practice squad. He didn't perform well in the preseason, and I really didn't expect him to make the roster. Next one up is going to be Holton Allers, and for him, I debated moving him to the practice squad, but ultimately, I decided to just release him. I don't think he has a future on our team, so there's no point in keeping him around. Halfback Britton Brown, who's 26, I decided to just release and move on from it. Made the most sense. Isaiah Zuber's the next player, and we decided same thing. Let's move on from him. Kalen Geiger, on the other hand, I decided to put him on the practice squad. I moved Britton Covey to the practice squad, but that was probably a bad idea. We went ahead and just had to release Kawan Baker, and then Kevin Austin Jr. went to the practice squad. Our 7th round pick at tight end went to the practice squad. I'm just not sure that Chance Fisher has much of a future with us, but you gotta try it. We're gonna move Darian Butler to the practice squad. Zach McLean also got moved to the practice squad. Tyreek Jones at free safety went to the practice squad. Strong safety Trey Dean went to the practice squad, and at middle linebacker Luke Masterson went to the practice squad. That's gonna get us down to our final 53 that we can have. And then as we move into the next week, we lost Alec Pierce, who we signed to our practice squad from free agency. So we went ahead and signed Tyquan Thornton to take his place from free agency and put him on the practice squad. So that's going to get us all set up for our new season. We're going to start off taking on the Baltimore Ravens, who are a really good team, and honestly, there's somebody I'm not looking forward to playing. Lamar is a threat in this game. He's an X factor. He's an awesome quarterback. He can run, he can pass, and they have an 85 overall team, which is better than ours, and our defense is just an 80 overall. We have an 83 overall team, but it's a lot of offense and very little defense, so I'm a little worried about that. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll be back with a new season soon. I'm out.